Hey guys, today I'm gonna cook lunch and help my mom a little bit. The menu, we have some rice, of course, we have some chayote, boiled chayote, and finally we'll have some beef. We're gonna stir fry some beef and marinate them with some oyster sauce. So first, I'm gonna cook the rice. Put the rice in this cooking and then pour some water inside. So because this, I have lots of rice, I'm just have a little bit of water so that the rice will not be too soft when we eat it. I want the rice to be perfect. So let me see. I think this is the perfect, or maybe a little bit more. All right, that's it. Now I'm gonna put this in my cooker. So here's my family cooker. We use the cuckoo cooker. Put this down. Use this to put in this. I'm going to charge it so it will have battery and electricity to cook. Then I will just press this button. Oops. Yeah, here it is. Now the rice is cooked. Right now, here's the water that I will boil the chayote. So I will open it and let the water boil for a couple of minutes. While I waited for it, I'm gonna cut the chayote. So here is the chayote. I'm gonna cut them into small pieces. Maybe right here. Where's the chopping board? Here's the chopping board. I will chop all of them using this chopping board. I think I'm gonna use this knife because this knife has like a curving and it's gonna make it more beautiful. So just cut them into small pieces so that it's gonna boil perfectly. Make sure you don't chop them like too big. This is the perfect one. So make sure you don't chop them too big. If it's like way too big, then it's gonna be very difficult to boil. So just this size is perfect. I love cutting them using this knife, even though it's not very sharp, but I think this knife can make it look more beautiful, see? Okay, I nearly finished with this, so I think after I finish with the chayote, the water will be done and I'm going to put the chayote inside. Okay, make sure your knife is sharp because it's going to be easier when you chopped those hard vegetables. But be careful when you chop them because you may chop your hands up too, which we don't want that. Okay, very easy to do this job. I think today's menu for lunch is actually pretty easy for me to cook. Not any food that's way too difficult. That's why I want to help my mom a little bit. She's been cooking me lunch ever since I was little, so this is the first time that I helped her cook the whole lunch. We just have some chayote. Boiled chayote is actually very easy for me to cook. I can cook all kinds of boiled vegetables. For the beef, it's also pretty easy too. I just need to stir fry them and the beef is already marinated with some oyster sauce. For the rice, pretty easy. I just need to put it in the cooker and then after it is done, I will put the rice out. So I think the rice part is absolutely the easiest of all the food that I will be cooking today. We have our last piece right here. I'm going to cut them faster. All right. Is there any more? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I have finished cutting all of them. Now I will put all of this aside. I think I'm going to put here and I will wash them later. I'm going to wash them later. Right now, we're just going to wait for this to be boiled, which I think it's nearly boiled. I'm gonna prepare some spices. For this, I think I need some clove, and we also need some soup too. So here is some salty soup. Wait for a couple of minutes until the water is boiled and it's ready to pour all of the vegetables in. After that, I will put this aside and cook beef. So as you can see here, the beef is already marinated with some oyster sauce. All right. Kind of slow. I have some chopped garlic. Remember, chopped garlic is for stir fry. You have to have chopped garlic. It smells nice. I think it's ready. I'm gonna put this aside and then pour all of the chayote. So I have this special spatula to pour all of this in. This is my special spatula with holes inside. Alright. Make sure you pour them carefully or the hot water will damage your skin. Okay, I'm going to put this aside. Put all this aside whenever I finish something. And now put some seasoning in. Here I have some claw. You're going to put about 2 spoons of claw. 2 big spoons. This is enough. And now for some soup, the same. Also 2 big spoons too. Oh, sorry, I put the wrong seasoning. Here for this, also 2 big spoons of salt. Actually, this is soup, but it's a little bit like salt. Maybe this much. A little bit more. Okay, that's enough. But not too much or your soup will end up being very salty. Now I'm gonna put this.
Đợi nó sôi rồi hãng chuyển bếp.
And let it boil until I switch the stove. There are 2 kind of stoves right here. So I'm gonna wait for them until it's boiled and I'm gonna switch stove. And later I'm gonna stir fry this beef.
No stove. Cái này là bếp điện.
Electric stove. It's electric stove or... Okay, here's the beef. It doesn't smell anything at all. I'm gonna wait a little bit more. Let's see.
Chưa, để một lúc nữa nó mới sôi.
A couple of minutes, so slow. I have this really big chopstick which I'm gonna flip them upside down so that all of the chayote inside will be fully boiled. Remember this, you can call them a stove because like a stove is the same. A stove includes like normal stove and electric stove. So I think you can call either this like an electric stove or just a stove. But I think electric stove is more clearly than the normal stove. Okay, I'm gonna have this really big chopstick. Oops, it's way too heavy. Have you ever like helped your mom to cook the entire lunch before? I think it's like a normal job for us to do. I normally maybe just help my mom to cut some chayote or cook the rice, but never like do all of the lunch before. So I think it's kind of like easy for me, but it takes some time. Normally with this time, my mom, she would be cooking and I would be studying upstairs. It's kind of boiled now. Yeah, it's boiled. I think I need something to hold this or it's going to be very hot. I'm going to use this napkin.
Cái đấy nó không nóng đâu, con cứ thế là con bê ở 2 cái quai sang cái đun bếp này nó không nóng đâu. Con không phải dùng cái đấy.
Okay, I'm scared that's going to be hot. It's fully boiled now.
Đấy, con chuyển sang bên này, con chuyển sang nồi sang bên này.
Okay, now switch.
Rồi con bật bếp bên này lên.
Okay. And here I'm gonna place this very big pan in here. Open the stove.
Được rồi, bật lên thôi, bật lên, mỗi việc bật lên thôi.
And here's some cooking oil. Be careful when you cook with some cooking oil. I'm gonna open this. And then pour the cooking oil. I'm very scared, but that's okay.
Cho ít dầu đấy con ạ. Ôi nhiều quá con.
It's too much.
Hơi nhiều.
Oh, a little bit too much. Okay, so here's the cooking oil. And then after, I will wait a little bit.
Để cho tỏi trước.
And put some garlic. So mom's helping me a little bit. Okay, put all of the garlic inside. Whenever you put some garlic with the cooking oil, it always tastes very good. I love the smell of it. It tastes very good. And so I'll just stir them a little bit until it's done. And
chưa được, phải để bao giờ nó phải thơm lên mới cho.
Later, and I will pour this later. I know this. I know how to cook this. I will pour this in later. After it's gonna smell from houses to houses. Normally we would stir fry them with some kind of vegetable like string beans, but I think I'm just gonna do with normal beef. Okay, I'm gonna cook like a pro. Who's your favorite chef? My favorite chef is definitely Gordon Ramsay. Yeah. He's the most famous chef in the world, and I watch all of his cooking videos. But sadly, I'm not as professional as him. Okay, it's starting to smell quite nice. Remember, you need some garlic, or if you want some onion too, but here's just some garlic inside.
Được rồi đấy.
Okay, now carefully pour in the beef. Pretty scared when I put
Con
this
nghiêng cái bát ra và con cho nó vào là được. Không bắn, cái này nó không bắn đâu.
Okay. You see a very big loud sound, and I'm gonna stir them around. So I'm just gonna stir them around, and whenever it's ready, that's all. It's gonna splatter a little bit because of the cooking oil, but I think it's not too splattered. You know, cooking here is actually pretty hot. So I'm gonna turn on this air so that the smell will not be too disgusting. Just gonna stir them around.
Đảo đều lên. Cái này nó nhanh chín ấy mà.
Stir them around as possible.
Cho nó vào giữa, cho nó vào
it's
giữa.
very fast to be cooked. You know, this is like, I'm not very pro at cooking this, so of course, sometimes I still need my mom's help. Everyone does when they're first cooking something. But I hope my food tastes out great, because it's just like all the food I cook by myself. Well, my mom does the shopping, but I do the cooking. And you can see the beef is clearly changing color, so it's nearly done. I think I will have like a plate.
Nhỏ thôi.
A small plate, so that, oh, it's starting to smell very, very good in here. I have this plate, and then later I'm going to put all the beef inside. It smells good, but it's not cooked yet. Oops, very hot.
Này, đi đảo. Con đảo, con cầm con đảo nó đều như này. Rất là nhẹ nhàng thôi, làm sao mà phải đau to búa lớn làm gì. Đấy, con đảo có phải lúc nào cũng đảo đâu, để nó sôi một lúc xong lại đảo thì là được, có gì đâu.
You see, who teach me to cook is my mom. She taught me how to cook all the time.
Không phải đảo dầu như thế, con cứ để đấy mấy giây xong con đã đảo.
I'm gonna wait for a couple of seconds like my teacher told me, and then after I will stir them again.
Rồi đảo đi nào.
Okay, now stir them.
Thế bao giờ cái thịt bò nó không còn màu đỏ nữa thì là nó đã chín.
So I will have to take a closer look when all the beef is not red anymore. Well, now some beef are still red like this one. So I think we will still have to take some time more until all the beef has turned this kind of like brown color. So I think it's nearly done. All the beef has turned out beautifully. Eating this is like have a lot of protein and calcium, which is good for your health too. Okay, it's nearly done. Just a little bit more. You know, the oil is very splattered, and cooking near the stove, this electric stove, is very hot. It's flaming and it splattered all the oil in my hand. Ah, very hot. Okay, nearly done. Why did it just splatter in my hand? I have no idea why. Okay, very scary. Now my hand is full of oil now. So I think cooking needs a lot of practice, and sometimes I still need my mom's helping. Okay,
Được rồi đấy.
Okay, it's done. I'm gonna, okay, I turn off the stove.
Mẹ ướp hết rồi nên là rồi con múc
so
lấy môi,
hot.
con múc lấy đĩa là xong.
All in my hand. Now I'm gonna put this aside and use this spatula to put all of the beef in this plate, beautifully in this plate, and there we have a very simple lunch. Okay, we have a very simple lunch. And make sure you don't waste any beef. Those beef are very precious. So I think I'm gonna eat this beef with some rice. It tastes very good. Alright, just a few more, and there we go.
Hết chưa? Trong một chảo hết chưa?
Yes, it's the end. So here is a dish that's done. I'm gonna put this dish on the table. Smells really nice.
Cái này
And now for the vegetable.
tí nữa rau, tí nữa là
Let's see
được.
the vegetable.
Dọn gọn những cái chai dầu mới lại bát ngâm đi là.
So here I put the cooking oil. I usually put it in this place where we put all the soy sauce and the oil. I'm gonna put this in this place.
Lấy để tí múc.
Okay, for later. And for all the bowls here, I'm gonna put this, and this is for. This plate is for the chayote later. Put all of this in the sink. And I think I'm nearly done. Put this in the sink also. Okay. Now it is just the chayote. You need to think about 2 more minutes until it's done. I'm gonna need a mitten. This is called like a mitten. This mitten, it has different mittens as a mitten, like for your hand, but this mitten is only used like this. So here I have this mitten, only one.
Con mở vung nó, con kiểm tra cho nó chín chưa.
Okay, now open the stove. It's really hot. I'm gonna open the stove and take one out to see if it's cooked or not. It's very hot.
Đưa đây mẹ kiểm tra cho xem là chín chưa.
Let's see if my mom tasted it and it's good now.
Chín rồi.
Yeah, it's good. So I'm gonna pour all of them in this plate. The reason I use this spatula because it has holes inside so the water will not come out, you see? That's why I use this whole spatula to carry out all of them. Okay, careful or you will have something out. It's flaming like my head is all sweat in here. I think it will turn out great. Actually, it's great. And the right, it needs about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 more minutes until it's ready. So here we go, all of them. So another plate is finished. Later I will use a bowl to pour out of this. So another plate is finished. Smells good. And now I will need to have like a bowl, but later. So bye-bye, here is my episode of Cooking Lunch.